Good morning, subscribers. How you guys doing? It's your boy Avius, and I'm back with an important message. Ladies and gentlemen, check this out. This is something that I have paid close attention to that has been happening in my life, okay? Now, there's different things that have happened in life, excuse me, that are very, very fascinating to me. These things are some things that I actually find my mind really indulging in. And for some awkward reason, even though these things are facts, but it's not like they're not. I mean, they'll always be relevant because they're in history, but it's just like they're not relevant today. There always is something that happened with these things that comes back to making them relevant today. For example, one day I discovered I was this was actually was also when it was in I was in was when I was in a relationship with the second narc, right? So I never forget looking through my phone because I love to be very adventurous. You guys, I told you guys what I do in my spare time. I like to learn about animals, places, and I always use a lot of YouTube to search these things. And I will never forget I discovered North Sentinel Island. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of North Sentinel Island, but it's an island that literally there's a tribe on there, and this tribe is they're like untouched, like basically meaning like they're um they're off to themselves. They've been isolated. They've isolated themselves from the world, and this is how it's always been. And what was so fascinating about this was this island, North Sentinel Island, was the fact that um these the tribe members, they don't allow any intruders on their island. So basically meaning like they will literally kill you um if you were to approach the island. Now, even if you were to get washed up on the island by accident, these tribe members will kill you. So that was something that always fascinated me because the world don't know the language they speak. The world don't know um how many people are on the island. They can give an estimate. They don't know what's on the island because this island is protected by India, um, the Indian government or something like that, and it's part of the. I want to say this right, but if I get this word wrong, you guys can do your research. It's the Andaman Islands or something like that, and it's one of those islands, North Sentinel Island. I mean, it was really weird to me because it was just like I found it so fascinating. And mind you, we can use our phone to search a lot of history and to search different things that happen. And these are things that you would see like in a book, a history book, or this and that. And then, ladies and gentlemen, like 2 or 3 years after that, I don't even think it was that long. All of a sudden, I'm looking on the news and I seen where an American by the name of something John something, who was a missionary, literally traveled to this island and got killed. He wanted to deliver the message of, I'm sorry, I might have to do a little Googling here. He wanted an American missionary by the name of John Allen Chow got killed by trying to visit this island. Ladies and gentlemen, that shit was so shocking because this happened. When did this happen? November 17th, 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, I was shocked out my damn wits because I had read about this island, discovered it on. Come on now. I mean, how many people focus on this island? You know, people probably read about it in history and stuff, but it's not something that's really brought up. A lot of people don't even know about North Sentinel Island. And all of a sudden, before you know it, I'm reading about this guy on the news that tried to travel there and got killed. And I'm just like, are you serious? Okay. Moving along. Everybody knows about the Titanic, right? Okay. I found it fascinating, so I started to research the Titanic one day. This was not too long ago. This had to be like a few months ago, and I was researching it, and I actually was watching, like, you know, the kind of like I wanted to know the kind of foods that they were eating back then, because you remember this, it was ranked like first class, second class, third class. I wanted to know how the ship was built. I wanted to know different things, how the ship was ran. I was able to look up the boiler rooms and, just exhaust and smoke, and I even learned that the last cylinder that's on the Titanic, the fourth cylinder, was like not even used for the ship. Like, it was just there put to air out the kitchen or whatever. Like, I learned a lot about the Titanic. And all of a sudden, just yesterday, at work in one of my residents' rooms, and on their TV, what I see is news about the Titanic. So I'm just looking, because I'm thinking that it's just the regular news that you see sometimes about them talking about, the ship and the famous ship. No. What I seen was they were saying that there was like a crew of 5 people that went down to tour the Titanic in this submersible, if that's what, the subway or whatever. They lost contact with it, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know how disturbing that is? Could you guys imagine being down in the ocean 2 miles with no signal? Oh, okay, first off, let's get this straight, ladies and gentlemen. This was people. I mean, they at least said like there was a billionaire on in the submersible. Okay, my thing about it is, what the point I'm trying to get across is, I'm not saying whenever I study something, okay, what I'm noticing, because I don't want to seem like, oh, it's obvious if he studied this, that happens. No, what I'm trying to tell you guys is, I'm noticing when I read up on things that I'm fascinated with, there always is things that's going to make it relevant of today. Okay, I did not expect for that to happen. Do you know how many people went down to visit the Titanic, and this has never happened? But I kept wondering, I'm like, it's just something just so fascinating. I just could not get my mind off of different thoughts about the Titanic, because it's just like, it's down there, a ghost ship, all these people died, this and this and that. And it's like, now this submersible is literally down in the depths, and is this the ultimate fate of this subway that was just trying to tour the ship? I don't know about y'all, but it's fucking scary, okay? And not just that, I thought of, what if that was me? You guys gotta think, ladies and gentlemen. Think. What if it was you down there? See, it's one thing for us to look at it on the news and read about this but you have to put your feet, ladies and gentlemen, in other people's shoes and place yourself in those situations, so you can visually see what it would feel like. Think of the terror, the dread, the fear that you would experience. I just couldn't do anything but shake my head. I woke up this morning. I actually fell asleep trying to watch it, but I fell asleep too fast. And I woke up this morning just looking that up, and I was just like, it's just mind-boggling, man. The fear. Could you imagine the fear of knowing that you're that deep, and are you ever going to be found or come back up? Could you imagine the fear of when they know that something is wrong, and maybe this submersible is just at the bottom of the ocean floor and it's hidden behind something. Maybe it's hidden in the Titanic. Like, you just don't know. And the panic and the just everybody's trying. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. We have to make conscious decisions to do the right things, because we don't have any chances to take in life, ladies and gentlemen. You see what I'm saying? We just don't have any chance. We don't have time. We can't take chances. You just don't know what's going to happen. And I don't know if you guys realize or not, but there's a lot of bizarre, horrific things going on. People being killed. Alligators in Florida that's like doing y'all know I talk about the crocodiles? Because for this predator to be in the ocean and we're on land and just, there's hundreds of lakes throughout, thousands and millions, so many lakes. And then, of course, here in Florida, there's a lot. And you got a lot of lakes in the United States. And then it's like there's alligators in these lakes. And people walk the lake. They run the lake. I even see it's a lake that's up from my apartment. And people be jet skiing in the lake. And I be thinking to myself, I be like, do they not realize there is alligators in this lake? And you couldn't sit on the sideline and look and say, well, I seen like a baby alligator, because you got to know that the parent is around. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to use our heads. That's why every little thing I do now, I'm so cautious. I ain't trying to say, remember I made that song Anxiety? Hey, it was a little truth to it. Because it's like, hey, I watched a movie, a series of unfortunate events. You guys remember at the end of that movie? At the end of that movie, there was the auntie that the orphans had moved with. And she had anxiety about every little thing. Oh my gosh, don't touch the doorknobs. Oh my gosh, don't touch the refrigerator. Oh my gosh. That's me. I'm just going to keep it real. Because you make one wrong move, ladies and gentlemen, and it could be all over just like that. All over. You only get one time to live in this vessel. To pilot it, you got to navigate it. You're really trying to navigate it to paradise. But you can make one wrong move and kill yourself. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the scary part about it. A lot of people have ended their lives and they haven't had time to get right with Christ. Okay? And it's just something that I be thinking about. There's so many things that go on. There's so many freak accidents, ladies and gentlemen. Freak accidents. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. Like, I'm so cautious. Like, I know that there's a route that I usually take when I'm going to work or walking somewhere or this and that. And I know that even though I live in a historic district, that even though I don't see, I know that there is dogs. Because, this place, it's beautiful over here. Like, I could walk and it's nice little neighborhoods and leads up to like stores and restaurants. And I could walk, but I just know that somewhere around there's a dog. So what I do, I carry, I had to, I even started Googling what could I use to protect myself from a stray dog, or maybe some dog's going to be unchained and uncaged or gated and run charging out of someone's yard. You just don't know. You have to be prepared, ladies and gentlemen. We have to be prepared. So I had Google, okay, use pepper spray. There's pepper spray that you can use. It's not my will to want to use pepper spray on Miss Nancy's little schnauzer or whatever dog she had. But let me tell you something. I got to do what I got to do to protect myself. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to make our next move our best move. Now, these people didn't have no plans on being stuck down in the ocean. They thought, okay, I'm going to pay all this money, because I think they were saying it's $250,000, ladies and gentlemen, just for a trip down there. Okay, that's a whole house and a nice house. And these people would go to the bottom of the ocean and be able to see the Titanic. And it's just going to be a safe trip. And now we're going to be floating back to the top, and everything's going to be just fine. And that will be an experience that I lived, and it did not go like that. And I'm praying that they find that, because it's just that hell no. There's so many other things. And also I wanted to tell you guys too, because this is kind of on subject but off subject. If you watch the movie A Series of Unfortunate Events, okay, because I watched it when I was a little bit younger, and me and my sister and brothers would laugh at it. And recently, not too long ago, I was twisting my dreads. It takes an hour, so I say, "Oh, let me put on a movie." Then I say, "Well, there goes A Series of Unfortunate Events. I haven't seen that in forever. Let's just throw that on." And ladies and gentlemen, when I tell y'all, I was able to tie everything up until today. Jim Carrey plays Uncle Olaf. I think it's Uncle Olaf. Count Olaf or something like that. Where he's trying to gain the fortune of the kids. When I tell you it gave narcissistic vibes, oh my gosh. He played so good in that movie. It was literally a series of unfortunate events. Yeah, he played Count Olaf. That wasn't Jim Carrey. I always thought that was Jim Carrey. Wow. Wow. It was Neil Patrick. He did a really good job. Wow. Really good job. I always thought that. Let me tell you guys something. He was every spit of a narcissist in that movie. He was trying to gain fame of the kids, but really he was secretly trying to kill them and trying to get away with it. It was gaslighting. It was everything. You guys got to watch that movie for those of you that haven't. But it's just the fact that it's just like, you guys, you got to be hyper vigilant. So be careful. Be careful when you're going to the zoo and you're letting your kids run wild. Think about, they could possibly run into an enclosure. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, these are things that, because if you use your head the right way and you're always aware of what's going on, I don't see how a lot of parents could just let their kids run wild like that. I'd be like, how could you get your child, you get them to an amusement park and let them get on a thrill ride, and you got them all. Let me tell y'all something. I'll never forget this happened. I was at Universal Studios, right? Now, mind you, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Incredible Hulk coaster. One of my favorites, by the way. But this coaster goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour up this incline, through this tunnel, out hitting the zero G roll. Okay. Now, one thing about me is I love thrill rides, but once I get on thrill rides, it's always use safety precautions, okay? So I'm looking at the ride as it going up. I will never forget one of my siblings got their head through the headrest, like, of the, you know how we have the Hornets that goes over us? They got their head through the side of it, looking out. And I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, put your head back straight. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I can't stand when people do dumb shit. Because this roller coaster, ladies and gentlemen, accelerates from 0 to 60. So you having your head through the harness like that, through the restraint, and it's shooting from 0 to 60 miles per hour, you can easily break your neck. I know, okay, y'all might laugh, but I'm telling you guys, seriously, real talk, no caps. Why would you want to risk that? Why? I'm like, look straight. It's about to shoot. Are you crazy? It specifically give you instructions when you're on a roller coaster. Sit up. Sit upright. Head back on the headrest. Hold on to your restraint. Why would you do anything else dumb? And this is the reason why I just don't be around a lot of people. Ignorance. They do the dumbest, stupidest, most ignorant shit I've ever seen in my whole entire life. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. Just do the right thing. Make the right move. I'm a very smart individual, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not going to go out and do something dumb just because. Because cutting corners and doing dumb shit could cost you your life. You just never know. You have to be aware of danger. And there's so many freak things happening, ladies and gentlemen. Like I just heard about, they passed a law in Florida. I don't know how true this is, but I heard about they passed a law in Florida where you don't have to have license to carry or something like that. You can just carry your weapons or some shit. Are they trying to make this shit out of the purge? Like, I don't know, but I just know that shit is crazy. I'm about to go because I got a few things I gotta do, ladies and gentlemen, but please just take heed to what I'm saying. Because this world, there's so many crazy things going on nowadays, and you just don't know. You don't got time to have road rage with the driver, okay? You don't know what state of mind they're in. People will pull out a gun and blow your brains out right where you sit, okay? You just don't have time. I don't have time. Like, nowadays, you can't argue with people. You just have to let them have it. You have to, okay, all right, I'll holler at you. And continue on with your goddamn life. I will see you guys in more videos. You guys be safe and hyper vigilant. And it's your boy Avius, I'm out. Bye.